Good evening, welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan receives the credentials of the ambassadors of UAE, Turkey and Italy. His Majesty the Sultan issues a royal decree. Her Highness the Honourable Lady, spouse of the Sultan of Oman, forwards greetings on the occasion of Mother's Day held every 21st of March. The Shura Council completes discussion of social protection draft law and forwards it to the State Council. And the official working hours during the holy month of Ramadan in the public and private sectors are announced. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq received separately at Al Baraka Palace this morning the credentials of a number of the excellencies, the ambassadors of brotherly and friendly countries accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Majesty received the credentials of His Excellency Muhammad Nakhir Jum'a Al-Zahiri, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Hakim Oglu, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of His Excellency President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of the Republic of Turkey, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. And His Excellency Pierluigi D'Elia, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of His Excellency President Sergio Mattarella of the Italian Republic, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. During the side meetings with His Majesty the Sultan, the ambassadors conveyed the greetings and wishes of the leaders of their countries to His Majesty the Sultan for good health, happiness and long life, and for the Omani people for the progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. The ambassadors expressed their great honor and happiness to present their credentials to His Majesty the Sultan, stressing that they will do their best to promote the relations of their countries with the Sultan of Oman in various fields in a way that serves the common interests of the Omani people and the peoples of their countries. His Majesty the Sultan welcomed the ambassadors, thanking the leaders of their countries for their greetings and good wishes, assuring them that they would receive all support from His Majesty, the government and the Omani people to facilitate the performance of their duties. The credential ceremony was attended by His Excellency, the Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency, the Foreign Minister, the Commander of the Royal Guard of Oman, His Excellency, the Chief of Royal Protocols and the military escorts of His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issued Royal Decree number 16 of 2023. Article 1 ratifies the Sultan of Oman's joining the Arab Charter for Human Rights in accordance with the version attached to this decree, while taking into consideration a reservation on the provisions of paragraph 2 of Article 19 of the aforementioned Charter. Article 2, the competent authorities shall report the aforementioned joining document in accordance with the provisions while taking into consideration the aforementioned reservation. Article 3, this decree shall be published in the Official Gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. Her Highness, the Honorable Lady, spouse of the Sultan of Oman, has addressed a message of congratulations on the occasion of Mother's Day, which falls on March of 21st every year. The message read as follows: a mother represents a symbol of sacrifices and a source of mercy. Her resourcefulness is inexhaustible, awards countless, blessings great, bounties plentiful, and status lofty. Although the Almighty honored the mother and our Prophet advised us to do the same, it is thus become incumbent on us to take care of the mother, honor her and respect her. On the occasion of Mother's Day, we are delighted to send our heartfelt sentiments of appreciation and gratitude to every mother who worked hard to provide a decent, comfortable life to the family. Our greetings to every mother who exerted sincere efforts and remained vigilant in upbringing her children and endured hardships for their well-being so that they could become loyal in serving their countries and all of humanity. Happy Mother's Day. The Shura Council approved social protection draft law referred by the government as a matter of urgency and referred it to the State Council during its 11th regular session for the 4th annual session of the 9th period. The social protection draft law included 163 articles divided into 7 chapters, where the discussions led to many observations on a group of draft articles and a number of development proposals for several articles and provisions of the law. The session was chaired by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Mauli, Chairman of the Shura Council. On the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan, 1444 after Hijrah, the Ministry of Labour announced that official working hours at units of the state's administrative apparatus and private sector establishments during the holy month of Ramadan as follows. First, units of the state's administrative apparatus. 1. Flexible working hours. The official work hours will be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The head of a unit may determine the hours of attendance and leave that suit the units work as per scheduled work hours based on the following time frames. 2 from 7 a.m. until 12 p.m., from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. 3. Remote work. The head of a unit may implement remote work for employees whose job's nature allows for remote work without prejudice to the workflow in the unit. In all cases, the number of employees who are required to attend their workplaces shall not be less than 60% of the total employees of the unit. 4th, private sector establishments' work hours for Muslim workers in private sector establishments is reduced to be 6 hours per day with no more than 30 hours per week. The supervision and control of the banking system, payment systems, and technologies in the financial sector in GCC countries was among the discussions of the Central Bank Governors Committee in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The meeting also discussed developments in the fields of combating money laundering and terrorism financing, cybersecurity in the banking sector, in addition to reviewing the latest developments in the signing and ratification of agreements linking payment systems between the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The meeting was held in Muscat under the chairmanship of His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin Asad Al Said, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Central Bank of Oman. The Foreign Ministry expressed the Sultan of Oman's condemnation and denunciation of the extremist racist statements made by an Israeli occupation official in which he denied the existence of the brotherly Palestinian people and the use of standard map contradicts fact international law. The Sultan of Oman expressed its total rejection of such provocative and irresponsible statements and actions which represents a clear violation of all international laws and norms, calling on the international community to shoulder its responsibilities by deterring such practices targeting the Palestinian people. It affirmed its support for all regional and international efforts aimed at achieving a just and comprehensive peace that will enable the brotherly Palestinian people to obtain all their legitimate rights, and establish their independent states on the borders of 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital in accordance with the two-state solution, the resolutions of international legitimacy and the Arab Peace Initiative. The Municipal Council of Dhofar Governorate discussed issues related to strengthening the tourism sector and the development of the governorate. This came during the third periodic meeting of the Council of this year, chaired by His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki Al Said, Governor of Dhofar. The Council hosted specialists from the General Directorate of Heritage and Tourism in the Governorate who gave a visual presentation of integrated tourism development plans of the Governorate, the projects being implemented in cooperation with the Dhofar Municipality, in addition to the investment of the historic sites and landmarks. The Board of Directors of the Public Authority for Special Economic Zones and Free Zones, OPAZ, held its first meeting for 2023 under the chairmanship of His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud Al Sinadi, Chairman of the Board. The Board of Directors of OPAZ approved the allocation of industrial land in Duqm to be under the management of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, Madayan, within the lands of the Special Economic Zone at Duqm. Further, the board also reviewed the proposed amendments project of the bylaw of urban planning and building permits to facilitate investments and ensure consistency of the overall appearance of existing buildings. During the meeting, the board approved the mechanism for signing usufruct contract agreements with government entities in SEZAD and unifying usufruct fees for commercial lands allocated for petrol stations of the associating facilities for a period of 5 years. Keeping pace with the rapid global technical development, the Doom Company was launched, which specializes in providing smart city solutions with Internet of Things and artificial intelligence technologies. The company ceremony was sponsored by His Excellency Abdul Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of the Investment Authority.
To provide smart city solutions and raise the efficiency of services by reducing the operational cost, a ceremony was held to mark the inauguration of Tadoom, an Omani semi-governmental company specialized in providing smart city solutions with Internet of Things technologies and artificial intelligence to keep pace with the rapid global technical development.
Future Cities was formed as a partnership between National Energy Center and Oman Telecommunications Company. This is part of Omantel's continuous efforts in its strategy to align with the country's Vision 2040 and to diversify into new revenue streams to the company.
Through various partnerships, the company will add exceptional economic and development value to the local and global market and a solid base for the technology sector in the Sultanate of Oman, as well as strengthening efforts to localize the latest technologies in order to achieve the goals of Oman's 2040 vision.
Future City, or Tadoom, it's a semi-government company, has been established to serve the IoT sector and basically the utility services to provide different applications which will serve ultimately the end user.
Tadoom has signed 2 partnership agreements, the first with Omantel in the field of Internet of Things technologies and the second with Marafiq Company for the development of smart cities and their applications in the operational areas of the Special Economic Zone at Juqum.
We signed this memorandum of collaboration with the smart city company, Tadoom. Basically, this agreement between Marafiq and Tadoom to list the opportunities for collaboration, and the main focus for the time being is the smart meters, serving the domestic and industrial customers for drinking water.
This enables the government and private sectors to provide infrastructure and services with digital solutions, benefiting from global experiences in employing the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and big data analysis, which in turn contribute to making less costly development decisions.
The Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology and Ministry of Labour launched the McKean program for advanced digital certificates. It came within the framework to train more than 4,000 citizens in the digital and freelancing field. A number of agreements were signed within the program, including drones activated by artificial intelligence, which was signed between the Sultan Qaboos University and Ooredoo Company, as well as supporting advanced vocational certificates, which is signed between Huawei Company and Omantel. The program will include a number of workshops that aim to enhance skills of the Omani youth in the field of drones and artificial intelligence. Okay. With the aim to support and develop the freelancing work in the Sultanate of Oman, the National Employment Program signed Memorandum of Cooperation with 2 platforms, Wholesale Souk and Bahti. It came within the efforts exerted by the National Employment Program to enhance the freelancing economy system, which is supporting the digital transformation policies that is considered a pillar in Oman Vision 2040. Still to come, a news bulletin. The University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Al-Rustaq marked the graduation of its graduates for the academic year 2022-2023. Welcome back to news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. strategic programs related to the works of the Ministry of Social Development and the strategic objectives of the priority of welfare and social protection of the targeted groups supervised by the ministry were the most prominent topics reviewed during a meeting between Her Excellency Dr. Layla bint Ahmed Al-Najjar, Minister of Social Development, and the Excellencies Walis of the Governorate of Al-Zahira and members of the Governorate's Municipal Council. The meeting also touched on the issue of governance in the state's administrative apparatus, resources, projects, the priority of education and scientific research, and charity platforms, and the importance in organizing charity works. The sixth session of the Omani Forum of Partnership and Social Responsibility discussed mechanisms to enable the principles of governance in the social responsibility sector for companies operating in the Sultanate of Oman. The forum also reviewed a number of initiatives and experiences with promising community investments. The forum was inaugurated by Her Highness Sayyida Hujaija bint Jafar Al Said. More details in the following report.
Mechanisms to enable the principles of governance in the social responsibility sector for companies operating in the Sultanate of Oman were the highlights of the sixth session of the Omani Forum for Partnership and Social Responsibility. The forum is held under the title Towards an Integrated Framework for Planning and Responsibility, with the aim of creating an integrated system in which higher levels of benefit from social investments are achieved, whether at the level of ensuring the existence of an effective framework for planning and responsibility, or transparency and fairness of distribution as basic criteria and reference that guarantee community investment that keeps pace with the aspirations of constructive and balanced partnership among all.
Today we spoke about the corporate governance. It's really important for all companies to do rules and regulation that serves the community.
The forum touched on two axes. The first, socially responsible investment governance, and the second, towards an integrated framework to overcome challenges and meet aspirations, which included discussion sessions as well as a review of the initiatives of companies and promising social investments and a number of related experiences.
The forum is discussing this year in its sixth edition an extremely important subject, which is the CSR governance. Whether this is in the public sector or in the private sector. In the public sector, what we meant is actually building a legal framework, which is part actually of the 5-year strategic plan of the country in the program. In terms of the private sector, the governance is talking about how to make the right decisions about CSR projects.
The activities of the Omani Forum for Partnership and Social Responsibility included the launch of the 4th edition of the platform for signing partnerships and launching community initiatives, as well as announcing the winners of the Corporate Social Responsibility Award for the current year.
The Office of the Governor of Al-Zahira, in cooperation with Oman Development Bank, organized a forum entitled Development and Business Opportunities. The forum revealed that more than 18 million Omani riyals have been allocated to grant financing loans to the Governorate during the current year. A number of government and private bodies related to investment support and development of small and medium enterprises took part in the forum. The Municipal Council of North Al-Sharqiyya Governorate held its 3rd meeting of this year. The meeting discussed developing the Governorate's service projects, the maintenance of the road linking the wilayas of Ibri and Dama Wal Tain, which was affected by the climate conditions that the Governorate witnessed lately. The meeting also reviews requests submitted for service projects, including paving internal roads and other public interest projects in the Governorate. His Excellency Sheikh Ali bin Ahmed Al-Shamsi, Governor of North Sharqiyya, chaired the meeting. The Academy of Strategic and Defense Studies organized the first program on strategic lectures for the current year. The program included a number of strategic lectures that aim to shed light on a number of issues in the world and the Arab and the Gulf region, including impacts of wars, international disputes, which affect the country's capabilities, political and economic systems, as well as geopolitical changes. The program was held under the auspices of Major General Matar bin Salim al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman. Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser al-Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, received today Commodore Mish'al bin Jabir Khalifa, Commander of the Unified Maritime Operations Center. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged views on matters related to the Navy and reviewed aspects of cooperation in various fields and means to strengthen them. Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser al-Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, also received today Rear Admiral Qasim Byrne, Commander of the Combined Task Force 151 and his accompanying military delegation, who is currently visiting the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged views on matters related to the Navy and reviewed aspects of cooperation in various fields and means to strengthen them. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation honored the students from the Science Academy program in the second edition and Internet of Things program. Here are details.
A celebration took place today to recognize the outstanding work by students at Oman Center of Excellence for Advanced Telecommunications Technology and the Internet of Things, LOT. Students worked on two projects, the LOT Technical Mentorship Program and the Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics Innovation Challenge. The initiatives are ongoing with further impressive results expected in the future. Both projects will support Oman and Ericsson's commitment on social corporate responsibility, in-country value and children in ICT information and communication technologies.
Today we are celebrating the winning teams under the program of the Center of Excellence. We have seen the youth from schools and also universities participating in the different programs and coming up with solutions, innovative solutions to challenges in water, environment, energy, which is really promising to see the benefits and the fruits from this Center of Excellence, which is a pillar in the national innovation ecosystem.
We at Ericsson are delighted to be here today at the Center of Excellence for Digital Telecommunications, and in the collaboration with the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation and the Ministry of Finance and our long-standing partner Omantel. It is a real honor to be able to review all of the use cases that the students have shared with us. In fact, through this collaboration, we are all contributing to increase the digital skills of the youth in Oman.
In total, 15 determined undergraduate and postgraduate students were successfully mentored by Ericsson's professionals and LOT experts, mastering basic concepts and LOT applications, culminating in testing and implementation.
We have participated in a New York Academy of Science competition. We've got second place on this global competition. Our project was hydrogen sustainable cities. We've focused on using hydrogen energy because we've noticed that Sultanate of Oman is going toward this sector. We have aimed to solve the problem that was facing this sector, which is energy loss during the electrolysis process. So we try to use 5G and Internet of Things to solve all the problems using sensors and analyzing the information that we have gathered from these sensors.
In spite of agriculture being a key economic driver and mitigating a global hunger crisis, our current agricultural practices are creating a strain on our resources, causing climate change and ultimately not helping us leave behind a better future for the next generation. So, therefore, in order to transition to a sustainable and cost-effective alternative, we look to methods for feeding our growing cities.
The 6-month initiative covered a diverse variety of engineering disciplines aiming to upskill Omani youths. 2 cohorts took place in 2022. Efforts in the field of improving energy efficiency by using 5th-generation technologies and the Internet of Things are proceeding parallel with advanced positions achieved by Omani students within the Academy of Sciences Challenge. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The University of Technologies and Applied Sciences in Al Rustaq held a ceremony to mark the graduation of its graduates for the academic year 2022-2023. More details in the following report.
Amid memorable feelings of joy and felicity, the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Al Rustaq conferred bachelor and diploma degrees to 335 graduates of the class of 2023.
The years were so amazing. Of course, the journey wasn't that easy, but we make it and we are here, and it is wonderful, and the feeling is amazing. And yes.
At the beginning, there was lots of challenges, but overcome these challenges make make me the person who I am in this time. So nothing easy in this life. So just you have to be patient and you have to be a hard worker. So the hard work makes you or gives you the thing that you want.
The graduates expressed their excitement to celebrate this occasion as they concluded one stage of their academic journey successfully.
We are all here happy for this day. We are finally graduating the years that we have been doing our hard work in, and it's finally the moment for us to be happy and on the stage.
I'm really happy and I'm really proud of myself to be here in this graduation ceremony. It was really hard and challenging, and I knew I would do it, and I did it, and there is more to do, inshallah.
91 graduates majored in English language teaching, 67 majored in mathematics, 55 in chemistry, 66 in biology, and 54 majored in physics. With passion and determination, the graduates will move towards achieving bigger dreams and exploring broader horizons for the nation. Salih Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, South Al-Batina, Governorate.
And a number of wilayas of the Governorate of North Al-Sharqiyya witnessed moderate to heavy rains, which led some wadis and the tributaries to overflow. Here are some more videos from the wilaya of Al-Mudaybi and Al-Qabil. Watching the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan receives the credentials of the ambassadors of UAE, Turkey and Italy. His Majesty the Sultan issues a royal decree. Her Highness the Honorable Lady, spouse of the Sultan of Oman, forwards greetings on the occasion of Mother's Day held every 21st of March. The Shura Council completes discussion of social protection draft law and forwards it to the State Council. And the official working hours during the holy month of Ramadan in the public and private sectors are announced. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. For all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.